guys, Candy here at My Mobile Homestead. So, I haven't done a video in a little bit, and there are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, our power was out for 4 days, and at the same time, I burned my hand. I did do a Facebook video, just kind of updating, but not everybody that I have is in my YouTube family is also in my Facebook family, and I really don't go on Facebook very often. So I was lighting my heater, and it's an old furnace from original to the mobile home, which is a 1978, and it don't know if I did anything wrong or if it's just old, but the pilot kept going out when my husband tried lighting it, and it was really cold when I got home from work, so I decided to just go ahead and give it another light. And the pilot went out, and I went to light it again, and maybe there was some gas up in the, I don't know what happened, really. I don't know what I did wrong. Everything that I was doing was stuff that I normally do. So word to the wise is, if you have something really old and it's not acting normal, and it's not, doing what it's supposed to do, especially something that could be dangerous, like a heater like that has gas in it, then have SDG&E come out, and they'll light your pilot for you. They'll check it out and make sure everything's cool, if it needs to be cleaned or serviced or anything like that. They don't do the servicing, but they will let you know if it needs to be serviced. So I didn't. I thought, well, I can handle this. And besides, I obviously wasn't thinking. But anyway, bottom line is, I heard a loud boom, like an explosion inside the belly of the furnace, and then flame shot out and burnt my hand. So I did sustain second-degree burns. So you can see here, it's, ouch, ouch. I'm not going to hurt myself. Wow. Okay, I have, see, you can see the burn right here. And then around my fingers, I'll post pictures in this video to show you guys what it looked like. Right after it happened, what it looked like after they did the debridement. So what I did was, when I first looked at my hand, it was like all white and gray, and I thought something was on it, and it didn't occur to me that it was a burn. So I wiped like twice, 1, 2, and then I got into better lit area of my house and was like, oh crap, that's skin. So yes, it was very, very bad. And so it was, this finger is the worst. Then it's along this side of this finger. This one's actually deep on this spot right here, and then one on the knuckle. And I did get it on this knuckle right here. And then on my thumb right here, and I was holding one of those barbecue lighters, the long one, little butane thing, and you just click and it lights. Well, so I came in at an angle like this. So this was on the trigger, I think. Yeah, and this was just holding it. So I came in, so it was bent and facing into where the flame was. So, yeah. So we haven't lit it since. And actually, because we had our power out for 4 days, we have decided, someone gave my son a wood-burning stove, like a cast iron wood-burning stove for some mechanic work that he did for them. So we decided we're going to take out that old furnace. It's a hunk of junk anyway. And we're going to See what it's going to take. I don't think we can use the same stovepipe from the heater because it doesn't get hot enough. Like maybe we'll have to have the proper insulation around it, and maybe stovepipe that's meant for, because you know a wood burning stove gets much hotter. I mean the flames can shoot right up there. And then of course we'll have to put a spark arrestor on top. So, okay, I don't know where I left off. My phone rang. So we're just going to use the wood burning stove in place of that heater because the heater is gas, but it has an electric start. And so we're not going to bother even fixing it. We're just going to cap off the gas and put in the wood burning stove, because when we were out with, without electricity for 4 days, it was cold. It was really cold. And if I had a wood burning stove, I would have been able to be warmer, because it was interesting getting ready for work when it was, it was like 50 degrees inside the house and 40 something degrees outside in the morning, So, and then my hand was all wrapped up and I couldn't get in the shower because it couldn't get wet. And, sometimes I take a shower in the morning and it works great because, it kind of warms me up and kind of gets me started for the day, but I haven't been able to do that. Okay, so I had also been planning on doing a couple of videos, some pre-Thanksgiving kind of cooking videos, but that got in the way. Now, I had a huge, cumbersome bandage on before, and I'll post pictures of that, which fortunately now I have some more mobility in my hand, but I still won't be able to get it wet. I'm going to have to figure out a glove or something. Okay, so it's the next day, so you get the joy of seeing me with morning hair. And I did forget to tell you something in the earlier part of the video. So I have changed my bandages somewhat. And the reason for that is she had wrapped it in this, I call it vet wrap, because I'm used to using it on, horses and stuff. But, so it has another name that she kept calling it. I don't remember. But it's stretchy, okay? And so one of the things that she did while I was in her office was, she kept because the ambulance took me to the San Diego Burn Center, which is the best burn center in San Diego. And that is where our first responders and such go, and just everybody really go to when they have been burned by wildfires or house fires or whatever. I mean, that's the first place that they go, okay? The burn center is what they do. It's their name is in what they do. So this surgeon, this plastic surgeon at Kaiser, she was pretty full of herself and decided, she wanted to be like, well, I don't know why they were having you do that and blah, blah, blah. And I told him, they are the burn center, the best in San Diego. They are the ones that treat our first responders for wildfires, house fires, whatever, and burns is what they do. So she didn't like that I kind of, had to call her out like that, but whatever, I don't care. And then she just absolutely zero compassion. And I feel that when I go to the doctor, I have a right to compassionate care. I need someone to if they don't know what I'm going through because they've never gone through it, maybe if they can have some sympathy, if not empathy, okay? Say, so she tried to tell me that my burn wasn't, it's all right. It's not that bad. And, oh, my son had a burn like that on his back. Well, honey, first of all, big difference between your back and your hand, which what about 200 moving parts. I know there's 200 bones in your hand, but your hand has, a lot of functions, which I've lost a lot of my functions, and I need to work on getting it back. Now, yeah, so I'm not at all pleased with her. So then she says to me, well, I'm a specialist in wound care. Okay, well, wound care and burn care, two different things. For example, she didn't know, because she's not a burn specialist, that wrapping my fingers with this vet wrap stuff was excruciatingly painful. I kept telling her, oh my God, it feels like you're cutting off the circulation. Oh my gosh, like they hurt so bad. And I couldn't figure it out. So finally she's like, you saw me put it on. I did it light. Yes, I saw you put it on. You did it light. The point is you're wrapping burned flesh that's just freshly growing skin back. So yeah, I have, this is my, it's where it's healed here, kind of, you know, this part right here didn't get blistered. This part right here, there's two sores where the blisters are. And then over my thumb is like here, over the joint. The skin has grown over the joint while my fingers were straight. And so now I have to, this is as far as I can bend these fingers, and this is as far as I can bend my thumb. Well, I can go over like that because this joint, but I can't bend my thumb because the skin has grown over, and I have to work on it, but I have to do it gently, 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 because my hand will be killing me by the end of the night. It's just like, oh my gosh, now I have to take pain pills. And I'm trying, you know, to not take that. So, I mean, I'm not going to be a glutton for punishment or anything like that. I'll take the pain pills if I have to, but it just does other things to my body, and I just like to leave them out of the equation if I can. You know, and then last night, you know, I took Advil. So I took like a half a Percocet a little bit earlier, and then I just took 2 Advil, and that was good because I was taking more than that before that. So, so I took this finger had a full cover on it, but this joint looks okay. Right here under this spot, there is I don't know why, because this finger was furthest away. Let me see, I was holding it like this. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like this. And this was bent. I cannot bend that. This was bent, and I don't know how I was holding it. You know what? I could have been holding it like this, and it just shot right out, and maybe a gnarly flame hit right here because it actually went deep. So she put this stuff called Aquacel, and it's meant to pack wounds. So, you know, when there's holes. So I'm sure, she has the Aquacel on all my wounds, but this one was the main one where there's like an actual hole. And it's quite painful, this one is. And it'll hurt all the way down into the joint. It just, So that one's going to take a minute. And then this one, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm the one who's sticking the Band-Aids on, okay? And the reason for that is because I need, this stuff is causing me restriction to some degree. I can get more mobility with this stuff that I put on, but this stuff took all my mobility away. And she's telling me I have to bend my fingers while it's being squeezed and horrible pain. And she's telling me, well, I really don't like you taking the Percocet. But she was causing me great pain. Great pain. So I did change my bandages. But I kept the same, you know, Aquacel stuff on. So, you know what? And anyone out there in I did it with clean hands, okay? Anyone out there in the medical community, I know it's not recommended to change your bandages, okay? But it's not like she did it in a sterile environment. She did it in a regular office. You know, it was not like an operating room or something like that. It was no different than me putting my own doggone Band-Aid on. So, she did tell me to keep this dry, so I am not washing it. And I am following directions for the most part. except for this bandage thing. I'm by taking the whole entire covering off of my thumb, I'm at least able to bend it a little bit more than I could with that, because she had this like wrapped, like overlapping wrap going down my finger, and like a spiral, and it was like a splint more than it was anything else, so I think if she had used the wider that wrap, that would have helped as far as flexibility, but it would not have helped as far as squeezing my burn. So right now I have I'm allergic to Band-Aids. I'm allergic to adhesive, period. So, but my hands, because I put them through a lot anyway, they touch a variety of things, and so especially the palms of my hands, they can handle the adhesive better. But other parts of my body, the adhesive will leave a worse scar than the wound itself. So I usually end up having to do weird stuff with as far as wound care. So my goal will be eventually this finger here, I won't be able to do a Band-Aid on at all, because this wound, see here right on my knuckle, that goes all the way down. It's pretty bad. And then this one is only along the side, so at some point I'm going to figure out. The only problem is I have this piece of gauze coming down right here, and that's covering one that's right here on the inside of my knuckle. And I just got to make sure that that's got a decent scab healing on it, because it was pretty open for a minute there. So then I wouldn't have to have this thing over my hand, because the only purpose of this thing over my hand is to hold this gauze piece down over my knuckle. Other than that, I have no need for it whatsoever, because my hand, the rest of my hand is okay, and it needs to, slough off and all that stuff. And I would like to get to the point where I can, it'll be healthy enough. I have to go back to the doctor on Wednesday, and it's Sunday right now. So, and then hopefully I can wash my hand, and I could put lotion on, because there are like some vitamin E lotion I think would, or lanolin or something like that, I think would help with stretching, allowing my skin to give when I bend, so that I can, get it stretching, because I'm doing it very, very tiny amounts. The last thing I want is to split my skin. So, yeah, anyway, that's that for now, and it's, fortunately, I don't think I have any kind of infection, and it's itching, which is a good sign. It means it's healing. I feel it for heat frequently, and I check my temperature, and so far, and I smell, because, infection doesn't smell good. So I'm using all my senses and as many smarts as I have. I have done some wound care. Okay, so I still forgot to tell you what I forgot to tell you. Oh my gosh, I'm such a scatterbrain. Okay, so I'm just going to run it through real quick. When the fire happened, when my burn happened, I was leaning into, at the same time I had the lighter, the heater was like in front of me and to the right. So I was leaning in like this to look at it. And thank God I wasn't standing right in front of it. And so it singed hair here and up here. So I don't know if you can tell, it's a bit longer over here. So I'm going to have my hairdresser fix that. And then the other thing is, I will post a picture to share, but see, it singed my eyelashes. So I'm not sure if you can tell here, but I will show you in a picture, because my eyelashes are shorter on my left eye. And they were really singed, you know, where the hair gets all funky. I'm not sure how much it has broken off or anything like that. But my sister, she works with a plastic surgeon, so she's going to send me something to put on my eyelashes to help facilitate growing them. And because I don't have really thick eyelashes, I might put it on both eyes anyway, because... All right.